Hey, good people. Gradually, we are getting out of this COVID-19 pandemic and we are getting out stronger and better. Who could have thought that something can happen that will take away the attention from COVID-19? Then the George Floyd incident happened in the USA. That's something very terrible. Something nobody wants to ever talk about. Something I personally don't want to talk about. Because no human being deserves to be treated like that. Racism is something we all need to fight against. We are all humans and we have the same blood flowing in our veins. So no need to treat somebody less. And so Americans came out, blacks and whites and people all over the world. They joined in the fight with Black Lives Matter. I can't breathe. That was the slogan. Black Lives Matter. I can't breathe. And everybody was shouting. You went on social media. Black Lives Matter. You and I too were in the Black Lives Matter because truth be told, Black Lives Matter. But the reality is not only Black Lives Matter, but every life matters. Before shouting Black Lives Matter and going around and saying I can't breathe, I want us to just examine ourselves. Maybe there are people who are unable to breathe because of us. Maybe there are people we have our knees on their neck and they are unable to breathe. Before you shout Black Lives Matter, think, you see that household, the one you mistreat, the one you treat as if she really doesn't matter, you give her extraordinary chores to do, you beat her all the time, sometimes you don't give her food. Her life too matters. You see that wife that you torment all the time, you beat and you insult her, and sometimes you violate her. Her life too matters. You see that husband that you tell him he's useless, he's never gonna make it in life. Like sometimes you say when people get married to husbands, I don't know how I found myself with you. His life too matters. Those words you're saying, that's a knee on their necks that can actually hurt them. You see, that employee that you treat all the time and you say we have a deadline, you don't give them time to rest, even sick leave, you give them so much work, you put so much pressure on them and you pay them very little. Their lives too matter. You see that girl that you don't know anything about, but you're the first to criticize her. You tell her she's not a good girl, she's a prostitute. You just give her names. You don't even know anything about her, but you just stuck her and give her names. Her life too matters. You see that person that you're body shaming, whether because the person is too short or too thin or too fat, you think the person doesn't look the way you expect people to look. Their lives too matter. You see that boy that you keep saying he's useless, that he's never going to make it in life, that you have already concluded on him and say he's lazy, you don't know what he uses. His life too matters. You see that girl that loves you and you're taking her for granted and you're mistreating her because she loves you. Her life too matters. You see that boy that loves you and because you think he loves you, you just want to spend all of his money and just treat him anyhow. His life too matters. You see that girl you raped and violated, her life too matters. You see that little boy that you violated, his life too matters. So you see that cashier at the supermarket that you don't sometimes greet, you don't even look at her, you just talk to her anyhow. Her life matters. You see the waitress at the restaurant that you insult all the time and you tell her, oh, you're so stupid, you're so dull. Her life matters. You see that taxi driver that when you get into the taxi, you don't even greet, you just insult him and say, oh, but I'm paying you. What are you doing? His life too matters. You see your gardener, you see your driver, you see your cleaner, the people you don't even say good morning, good afternoon to. You don't even care if they have families. You've never even cared to ask them like, how is your family doing? How is your wife? How are your children? You don't even look at them. How is your husband? You don't even care. Because you think you pay them so much money, right? You think you're better than them. Their lives too matter. You see that person you're cyberbullying, that you go and write stupid comments under their post on social media, insult them and tell them how they are useless. You think you can gain your fame by using them to tarnish their image. Their lives too matter. You see that pastor that you put on a chopping board and you begin to chop and say, oh, pastor, you're taking tithe, you're useless, you're this, you're that, you're that. Oh, pastor, this, pastor, that. That pastor's life too matters. Pastor, you see that Christian you're taking advantage of. The Christians, you're making them think you're the Alpha and Omega over their lives. You're using the Bible to manipulate them. You're taking their money. You're taking advantage of them, making them to worship you as if you are a demigod. Their lives too matter. Every life matters. It doesn't matter the color of the person. It doesn't matter if the person is so important. It doesn't matter the person's age. It doesn't matter if the person is your class, but every life matters. There are people who are unable to breathe because you have your knee on their neck. In the way you behave, in the way you talk to them, in the way you interact with them, they are unable to breathe, and their lives too matter. So as from today, I want you to know that every life matters. Your life too matters. So if you think you're just going to abandon yourself and you start thinking of committing suicide or I want to die, people don't love me, please, your life too matters. Every life matters. And please remember that the bottom is too crowded, so see you at the top. And if you can think it, you can do it. I love you, but God loves you more. So be strong and courageous and do not be afraid.